90 million, would you believe? The new restrictions came into effect today and will be in place for a week to start with. With 24,823,000 cases, West Bengal is now one of India's worst affected states. It is reported that more than 800 new infections on Tuesday alone. So at least now 26 lawmakers are infected in Mississippi. So at least 26 lawmakers have used 10 others. More work at Mississippi state capital in Jackson have been infected with coronavirus. The state has 174 lawmakers in total, and the Mississippi governor, Tate Reeves, on Wednesday was urged members of the public who may have been in close contact with any of this state's lawmakers to get tested as soon as possible. An outbreak in the Solution US state has forced authorities to revisit the response to COVID-19 following weeks of loosening restrictions. Mr. Reeves has said that measures such as enforced social distancing and the use of face coverings at indoor spaces may need to be implemented. The situations that we have feared in upon us, and he also said at a news conference yesterday, adding that please protect yourselves, please protect your loved ones, please wear masks, and please try to stay home as much as possible. Mississippi has reported 1,188 deaths linked to coronavirus and more than 32,800 confirmed cases. Right, let's talk about one more story then, and that's the UK public spending to tackle crisis hits 190 billion. The economic support and the purchase of the protective equipment has seen public spending in a battle against coronavirus soar to 190 billion, according to the new figures. The total includes Chancellor Rishi Sunak's announcement of the 30 billion package to combat the crisis in the summer statement yesterday. Restrictions was mixed from businesses groups, with several backing with the priority of saving jobs, but some struggling interests such as a revolution said that they had been ignored, and politicians in lockdown in Leicester responded angrily to the brutal lack of extra help for their city. Okay, we'll leave all them stories there for today, and we'll talk more stories on the show tomorrow. Would you believe it though? There's no national days today, but tomorrow is Kitten Day, Clear Day, Car Application Day, Pina Colada Day, which we will talk about on the show tomorrow. It's Pina Colada Day, woo, woo, woo! So we'll talk about Pina Coladas on the show tomorrow, okay? Right, okay, so let's play some music now then, shall we? And that gives my little voice a rest. We've got George Benson now singing Lady Love Me One More Time, and then we've got Queen singing I Want to Break Free.
You're asking me to say, living life without you, girl, is alright. If you really want to know, I'd have to say it's dangerous to my mind. So before you turn and walk away, just let me love you one more time. Feel your heartbeat close to mine. Let me love you all the time. Let it love me. Yes, I'm asking you to stay, remembering it used to be so right. If you're asking for the truth, I'd have to say I won't believe it's good night. So before you turn and walk away, just let me love you one more time. Feel your heartbeat close to mine. Lady, love me all the time. Lady, love me. want to break free. I want to break free. I want to break free from your lies. You're so self-satisfied. I don't need you. I've got to break free. God knows I want to break free. I've fallen in love. I've fallen in love for the first time. This time I know it's for real. I've fallen in love. Yeah. God knows I've fallen in love. It's strange, but it's true. Hey, I can't get over the way you love me like you do. But I have to be sure when I walk out the door. Oh, how I want to be free, baby. Oh, how I want to be free. Oh, how I want to break But life still goes on. I can't get used to living without you by my side. I don't want to live alone. Hey, God knows, got to make it on my own. So baby, can't you see? I've got to break free. I've got to break free. I want to break free. Yeah. I want to break free.
Okay, so I've got, instead of doing the national days today then, and instead of doing the TV, of course, because I'm not doing that this week, I thought that I'd do a few entertainment pieces of news, and some of it's sad, and some of it's good, some of it's sad. So I've got a load of entertainment news now to talk about. Okay, so let's talk about Mission Impossible, okay, because Tom Cruise wanted no time as he's getting the Mission Impossible spy movies back on track. This is after government's ministers gave the franchise the green light, and the Daredevil star was filmed flying into a field in Oxfordshire in his helicopter before getting on a dirt bike to practice motocross. Now, drone footage emerged after Culture Secretary Oliver Dowden is believed in have spoken to the 58-year-old about the production continuing. Now, it comes as a quarantine expectations allowed the multi-million pound shoot to resume. But both Mission Impossible 7 and 8, of which Cruise is also producer, are being made at Warner Brothers Studios. This is in our county, Hertfordshire, would you believe? In our Hertfordshire. That's where we live, Hertfordshire. This is Leverston in Hertfordshire, which is where I live, of course. Not Leverston. I live in Buntingford, which is about an hour away from there. We're about an hour away from Warner Brothers Studios, an hour away-ish. But I do know that Warner Brothers Studios very, very well. I know a friend who's been there. She owns a shop in our little town, and she said she went there on her birthday. I've got to mention her, Caroline. Morning to Caroline, if you're listening on the show. She went there for her birthday, and it wasn't her decision to go there. Her little children wanted to go there. Her children wanted to go there, so she took them there on her birthday, and she wasn't very happy about that. But I went round and dropped her a card off anyway. But no. And she told me all about the Warner Brothers Studios, and that's in Leatherston in Hertfordshire, which isn't very far from here. About an hour away. And they're due to be released in 2021 and 2022. Mr. Dowden said that we want the screen industry to be bounced back, and expensing small numbers of essential cast and crew from quarantine is part of our commitment to getting cameras rolling safely again. It appeals to those coming in England to work on a film and TV productions which quality as British filming on Mission Impossible 7, which will feature British actor Simon Pegg. I don't know who Simon Pegg is, but okay. Had to be held in Italy in February this year over coronavirus fears, focusing on the agent Ethan Hunt, played by Cruise. It is being, directed by Christopher McQuarrie. Impossible, Roughly Nation and Mission Impossible fallout in 2018. Ben Roberts, chief executive of the British film industry and the sector, was worth 9.9 billion in the economy, and being able to get production back and running is going to help our industry contribute to the UK's recovery, would you believe? Which sounds great, which sounds quite good. Yeah. Okay, so tributes are being paid now to Morricone, who has died at the age of 91. Now, the movie and music world has paid tributes to Ennio Morricone. He was an iconic composer of the theme to The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. This is after his death at the age of 91. The Italian Oscar winner died in a Rome hospital from complications after he broke his leg in the fall. Was an icon. The icons are forever. He told BBC Breakfast, the first movie I ever saw was Once Upon a Time in the West, and I heard the music and saw those images, and I said, that's what I want to do, he said. Morricone collaborated with some of the world's greatest film, would you believe? And directors are actually talking the best original and score after Oscar for Quarantine, Clone Richards, The Hateful Eight back in 2016. But his work was with Spaghetti, Western creator. This is Spaghetti, it's Freddie Lone. The pair were school pals. It is probably the best known Dollars trilogy of films from the 1960s, and made Clint Eastwood, would you believe, a star. In total, Morricone produced more than 400 original scores for movies. Okay, so we'll leave that one there, and we'll go on to Sandy Toksvig, who's a very famous comedian in our country, would you believe? Well, she has revealed that she quit for the Great British Bake Off because she was bored, as she can't be watching cake rise for the rest of her life. This is